Hey everybody, welcome to another Sandia Mountain Natural History Center quick trip. Now, even though I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, it is still late November, but we're in the desert of sort of south central New Mexico at the Sevilleta National Wildlife Refuge. We're heading out on a trail called Mesa View. Let's get started. One of the most dominant plants out here is the creosote bush, and that's what this is. And what's amazing is this tree is extremely drought tolerant. And the other cool thing is this can live to be, there's records of ones that are over 11,000 years old because they kind of clone themselves and keep growing. But the thing I found on this one was right here. I'm guessing that's a gall. Gall is when an insect lays eggs and the tree kind of grows around it, but I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a gall to me.
It is in fact a gall midge.
This geology is really pretty cool. It almost looks like parts of Badlands or Painted Desert. Very pretty. Down below those wetlands, that is the La Jolla Game Management Area. And as we pan around, is one of the more interesting features of Sevilleta is the long-term ecological research center here at the refuge. And they do a lot of research on fire, climate change. But one of the interesting things, or most interesting things to me, is they are very involved in the reintroduction of the Mexican gray wolf. So I have a little bit of a funny story about Sevilleta here. So remember I was saying that it's one of the largest wildlife refuges, over 230,000 acres. It actually straddles both sides of the Rio Grande, and that they do a lot of research here. Well, one time I got the opportunity to go out with one of the rangers into the eastern unit, and we were going to go out and check out some of the research that was going on, namely some prairie dog counts that were happening. So we drove way out, like 20 or 25 miles out onto the refuge, and when we got out there, we saw a large herd of pronghorn, and there was like 4 or 5 of us. We all hopped out of the car, watched this huge herd of pronghorn go running by, and I had a sinking feeling when we got out of the car that it didn't seem quite right. When we walked back to the car, we found it was locked. So, you know, you can imagine we were pretty far out there. Radios didn't work, cell phones didn't really work. Wound up hiking a bit to a spot where we got some radio reception, and got somebody to drive the keys out, an extra set of keys, because the first ones were locked in the car. So it was cool though. While we sat there, actually got to see an oryx. That was pretty spectacular. First time I ever saw an oryx in the wild. They are a non-native species. It's how it turned out. It was an adventure, but it was pretty funny. So this place is really barren, but it's also really spectacular. Believe it or not, this is one of the largest wildlife refuges in the country, over 230,000 acres. Barren, hot, dry places like this tend to make you think that there's nothing out here, but the diversity is pretty incredible. And those mountains over there, those are the Magdalena Mountains. Probably be camping in the Magdalena Mountains tonight. Found some very small but very cool little tracks here. I'm going to take this moment to plug an upcoming video about tracking. The Sandia Mountain Natural History Center has two of New Mexico's best trackers on staff. So I'm going to take this back. I'll put a note in the video here what their opinion was, but stay tuned for that tracking video. This is a 4-wing saltbrush, and what I've always found fascinating about these is these seeds were actually collected by native people and ground up into a flour and used as a winter food source. Here's some little creosote buds. And then down here, got a little hole. Not sure who lives in there. There's no tracks. So probably right now, nobody. So this is a pretty cool little thing. So the circles on this sculpture that looks like a graph, the circles show the annual rainfall from 1918 all the way up to 2018.